Please remain standing and join me at the top of page 149. In English. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Page 151 at the bottom of the page. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works, in the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Amen. Page 158. Before Ruby leads us in Micha Mocha, just a word about this. In the Torah, this song comes from the book of Exodus. And it is a song that is led by Miriam and the Israelite women. It's a very famous episode. It's worked its way into our liturgy after thousands of years. Not all passages and songs and poems from the Torah have worked their way into our liturgy. Actually, most have not. But the rabbis thought this was significant enough that they included every Shabbat. It's a song of celebration. As most of you know, this is the song that the Israelites sing when they have crossed the Sea of Reeds and are finally free from slavery and in bondage and the pursuit of Pharaoh. But in this week's Torah portion, we read something interesting about Miriam. In this week's Torah portion, Miriam dies, Aaron dies, and the third brother, anyone remember the third brother of this sort of holy trinity of the Jewish people? Who's the third brother? Moses. Moses dies at the very end of the Torah. And as a side note, and we talked about this last night at Torah study, the Jewish people do not mourn for Miriam. They do not mourn for Moses, but they mourn deeply for Aaron. It's something to think about. It's something we talked about. And it's kind of a shame that Miriam, who led the Jewish people with such energy and spirit and creativity, doesn't get decent mourning in the Torah portion. So there are passages that are problematic, but what we're going to focus on tonight is the joy, the exuberance of these words. And Ruby is going to lead us in a more modern melody that they have been set to. Page 158. Page 161. Here's another prayer that we say every Shabbat. Mara and I were just talking the other day about the high holidays and the holiday of Sukkot. Believe it or not, we're already starting to think about Sukkot. And that is a beautiful holiday where we study sometimes in a sukkah, we eat sometimes in a sukkah. Sometimes, when I was in rabbinical school, we even sleep in a sukkah. But the sukkah that we are talking about, that we are referring to in this passage, is not the physical sukkah that we're going to see in September, but the mystical, metaphorical sukkah, the shelter of peace that God covers us with each and every Shabbat. So bear that in mind first as we read the English at the top of page 161, and then as Ruby leads us in Hashkivenu. So please join me. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'ha'amidenu shomreinu l'chayim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shelter us beneath your wings, oh Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, oh Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us God, wrong from right.
We turn now to page 164 for the Amidah, also known as the Tefillah, the prayer. And again, if you are able, please rise. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agiti latecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hara, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Gula Livnei Bneihem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol V'Torah V'Shia, Morid HaTal, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Ofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umechayeh Minato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha B'Gevurot, Umidam Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Atah Hayod HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol, Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh, V'Kadoshim B'chol Yom V'Chasera, Baruch Atah Adonai, V'El HaKadosh.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tatzi Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tatzi Le'olam. Ki atanu melech hadon lecho hashalom. Atanu melech hadon lecho hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tatzim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tatzim Le'olam.
At this point in our Shabbat service, we pause to think of those in need of healing on this day, healing of body, healing of spirit, and healing of heart. And we ask God to bestow the bracha, the blessing of refuah shlema, full and complete healing on the following men and women from our congregation or those known and loved by our community: Ilana Massey, Kirk Whitlatch, Kathy Rotto, Aaron Ludden, Michaela Cohen, Tracy Adams, Don Copeland, Nancy Pollock, Pat Shapiro, Denise Robinson, Alianza Chavez, Sherry Levson, Joyce Sheffrin, Doug Gill, Craig Miller, Len Dannon, Judy Nimo, Paul Bisberg, Stacy Bressler, Harriet Lehman, Jolene Jackson, Irving Sten Jr., Megan McCaskey, Susan Early, Terry Wright, Jude Brown, and Robbie Josselson. And if anyone has a name they'd like to add to our list, I invite you to share it with us. The Misha Berach prayer is on page 511. Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos again. Bruchim Habayim, welcome to all of you. It's nice to see so many of you this evening. So it takes, I think we would all agree, a lot of courage, a lot of guts to venture forth into the unknown. That is what our ancestors do in much of the Torah, particularly in the book of Numbers where we are right now, where 38 of the 40 years of wandering in the desert occur. So what the ancient Jewish people did millennia ago, as they ventured forth into a completely unknown land and a completely new situation, really was a bold action that I think a lot of us should emulate. And I think it is similar when you're in high school and you venture across the Atlantic Ocean from Haifa to Napa, California, to spend a couple of weeks in a community you've never been to before with people you've never met doing work in a brand new environment. I'm not trying to suggest that Napa is the promised land, although a lot of us like it here, and I think Yair and Moriah have had a really wonderful time. But it's not easy, especially at a time of conflict, to uproot from your school, from your family, and to come here. And you have already, from what I've seen and heard, made great relationships, great friendships, not only with fellow counselors, but hopefully with some of the campers maybe as well, that'll last a very long time. We have been doing this program, I think, for about 4 years, maybe even. It was right after COVID, where we've had a relationship with the Leo Beck High School in Haifa, and we've had 2 Israeli students come over to be at Camp Havarim as counselors, and it's been such a mutually rewarding experience. We've always had top-notch counselors, and Yair and Moriah are no exception. They have really made their impact felt in very profound ways. So I want to thank you for having the courage to hop on. Did you fly El Al or a different airline? It was El Al. So the courage for hopping on El Al, coming all the way from Tel Aviv to be with us here. And they are going to be giving the Devar Torah tonight. And I want you all to listen intently and to pepper them with questions at the Oneg afterwards, if you feel like it. So Yair and Moriah, would you please come up?
Okay, then. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
First, we want to thank you for giving us the chance to be here with you today. I am Yair,
And I'm Moriah.
students from Leobek, Haifa. We came here to Beth Shalom community in Napa as part of our school delegate from Leobek. We really appreciate your warm welcome that you gave us. And we also want to thank you for letting us stand here in your synagogue, share our thoughts, and speak about the Parashat Shavua. For us, it is a great honor to be here to meet your community and share an idea from Parashat Balak. In this parasha, we hear about Balak, the king of Moab. Balak is very afraid of the people of Israel. He sees them coming closer, and instead of trying to hear them, and instead of trying to understand them or speak with them, he looks for a way to hear them. So he called Balaam, a man who is known for blessing and curses. Balak wants Balaam to curse the people of Israel. But something interesting happens. Balaam comes to curse. But again and again, a blessing comes out from his mouth instead. We chose to focus on two big parts of the parasha. The first part is the story of Balaam and his donkey. In this story, the donkey sees something that Balaam himself does not see. The second part is the story where Balaam tries to curse the people of Israel, but instead he blesses them. Each of us shows a different part of the parasha, and we try to think what we can learn from it to our lives today.
Hi, everyone. Sorry. I'm Moriah, as we said, and I want to focus on the story of Balaam and his donkey. In Parashat Balak, Balaam is riding his donkey on the way to Balak. The donkey stops because he sees the angel of God standing in front of him, blocking the way. But Balaam does not see the angel. He does not stop for a moment to think why the donkey stops. Instead, he gets angry and hits her. The Torah said, "Vayachet ha'aton," and then later it says, "Vayachet ha'aton b'makel." 3 times the donkey stops. 3 times Balaam chooses to react with anger. Balaam was sure that he understood the situation. From his view, the donkey was just getting in his way. But the truth was the opposite. The donkey saw something that he did not see. She was actually trying to save him. Only then, the Torah said, "Vayigal Elohim et enei Balaam." Only then Balaam sees the angel who stopped and blocked the way. Only then he understands that the donkey was not trying to bother him, but she was trying to protect him. The story teaches us that This story teaches us something that we chose how to see reality. Balaam chose to not see the good, only see the bad. He saw the donkey behavior as a problem, but the truth was completely different. She acted from care and wanted to protect him. In our lives, also, we have moments like this. When someone says something that makes us angry, when a friend acts in a way that we didn't expect, or when something does not go the way it planned. It's that easy to think it's the worst right away, where we chose to ask and stop. Maybe there's something that I didn't see. Maybe there's a good reason why it happened. Maybe the person in front of me is not trying to hurt me, but sees something that I don't see yet. I think this is really important message for us and us, the students in Leobek. At Leobek, we learned that our school is not only classes and grades. We're encouraged to be a part of the community, help others, and take responsibility for the world around us. We talk a lot about Tikkun Olam, but we also try to do it in real life. Students volunteer, take part in social projects, and work with different communities. These experiences help us to meet other people with different backgrounds and different points of view. Sometimes it's easy to focus on the things that divide us, but through these experiences we learn to listen, understand others, and find what connects us. This connection of story of Balaam and his donkey. Balaam was sure that he understood what's happening, but later he understood that something important that he didn't see. In the same way, we don't only see the full picture, sometimes we need to stop, listen, and try to understand what we might have been missing. Also, in the people of Israel, especially in hard times, we have a choice. Do we only see the arguments and the disagreements, or do we always also see the kindness, the care, and the way of people help each other? Maybe the biggest lesson from the story that we don't see the full picture. Balaam indeed opened his eyes and said, "V'agal Elohim et einei Balaam." And we can also try to open our eyes and stop for a moment before we judge and choose to see the good. Sometimes the choice is what helps us to see the truth.
I want to talk with you about the second part of the parasha. This is the moment when Balaam stands in front of the people of Israel. He tries to curse them. But in the end, he says one of the most famous blessings in the Torah. Ma tovu alecha Yaakov mishkanotecha Israel. Balaam comes to say something bad about the people of Israel. But when he looks at them, a blessing comes out. For me, this teaches an important idea. There are many things that people say about our people. And there are many hard things that we hear today, in the news, in conversations, and on social media. But instead of seeing only the bad things, we can choose to see also the good things. This does not mean ignoring the problems, and it does not mean that everything is perfect. But it does mean that we do have to take the responsibility to see the good thing also. At Leobek, our school, there are many good things. We do not always hear about them, because many times people focus on the curses and not on the blessings. For example, we have Kabbalat Shabbat team at Leobek. This team is made of high school students who volunteer. Every Friday, they make sure that everyone has a chance to join Kiddush, welcome Shabbat, and feel part of a community. One of the beautiful things about that is that in our school, we have 200 kids from special education programs. They are an important part of Leobek, and every Friday, Kabbalat Shabbat creates one moment that brings people together. A moment where everyone can feel part of the same community, no matter where they come from, what they can do, or what the story is. Another example is the Jewish Arab community garden at Leobek. When I visited there, I met Mahul, an Arab Christian. I asked him about what it's like to live and work with people who believe in different things than he does. From his answer, I understood that he chooses to see the good things before he chooses to see the bad things. And he chooses to accept different opinions. He chooses to know the people around him, even when life is not simple. And this is something that I think that we all can try to do. Not to ignore the problems, but also not to forget to see the good. Balaam came to look for a curse, but in the end, he saw blessing. And maybe we can try to do the same thing in our lives, in our communities, and in this meeting here between Leobek in Haifa and the Beth Shalom community here in Napa. We can look at reality with open eyes, but still choose to see the blessing too. Thank you.
So in the end, Parashat Balak reminds us two simple but important ideas. From the story of Balaam and the donkey, we learn that sometimes we don't see the full picture, so it's important to stop, listen, and look before we judge. And from the story of Balaam and the blessings, we learn that even in hard times, we have a choice. Do we only see the curse, or do we see the blessing too? The truth is that this is true in the parasha, and it's true in our lives today. Between different communities, different opinions, and people who come from different places, we can always choose what to see first. We can focus on separate, or focus on what connects us. We want to thank you again for welcoming us, giving us the chance to speak here, and for the special connection between Beth Shalom community here in Napa and our school, Leubek in Haifa. We wish all of you and all the people of Israel better, quiet days. We hope all of you to know what to see more blessings around us and keep choosing the good, even if it's not always easy.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yair and Moria. Toda Rabah, for sharing your insights and lessons about this particular parasha. You know, the Jewish people, we're not big. We're 15, 16 million roughly in the world, but we are one extended mishpacha, one big family, whether we live in Napa or Haifa, Johannesburg or Shanghai. We don't always agree with each other, but we are stronger when we support one another. And at this time of anti-Semitism, of anti-Zionism, I think that impulse is more important than ever. So thank you for exemplifying what it means to be courageous, to come to a new country to speak in a language that is not your native tongue, and to be so impactful in such a short period of time. You are always welcome here, and you're only halfway through, so we look forward to another week of you being with our community and celebrating with us and inspiring our kids. So, speaking of kids, before we turn to the Aleinu, I have a tradition here, sometimes when we have some younger folks who are present, of calling them up and honoring them by having them open up the Ark. And Charles, you used to do it all the time. I haven't seen you in a bit. Would you like to do it tonight? But in addition to Charles, I'd like to extend it to anyone, let's say, under the age of 13. Anyone who's here under B'nai Mitzvah age, please come up and help us to open the Ark. So Charles, would you get it started? And any other person, Geffen, you're getting close, but you're still under 13. Same with you, Shai. Come up, and everyone else, page 586, please rise.
I'll be right here.
Just a second. Do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You start.
I'll start. Aleinu leshaveach la'adon hakol, la'tekedu la'liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kugoye haratzot, velo samanu kamishbechot hadama, shelo sam helkenu kahem, v'goralenu kechohamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim uvonim, livnei melech, malchei amlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, v'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, v'melech al kol ha'aretz, bayom hahu, yehi Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
Please be seated. Ruby, sorry I threw you off a little bit. I throw Gordon off all the time, so don't worry about it. before we turn to our announcements, I would like to offer a prayer for the people of Israel. This was written by Anat Hoffman from the Israel Religious Action Center, which is affiliated with the progressive movement, the Reform movement in Israel, just as Leo Beck is affiliated with that movement as well. In this sacred moment, give us hope for Israel and her future. Renew our wonder at the miracle of the Jewish state. In the name of the pioneers who made the deserts bloom, give us the tools to cultivate a diversity of Jewish expression in Israel. In the name of our fallen soldiers, give us courage to stand up to the words and ways of the zealots, those in our own midst and those among our neighbors. In the name of Israeli inventors who have amazed the world with their innovations, help us apply the same ingenuity to finding a path to peace. In the name of all these women and men, grant us the strength to conquer doubt and despair in Israel and in all the world, replacing doubt with action, replacing despair with hope, and let us all say, Amen. It is my honor now to invite up new board member. I think Alan's only been a couple board meetings, but already has had impact. Alan Goldstein to share some important announcements with us tonight.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom. We're delighted that all of you are here with us, and especially appreciate the contributions of our honored guests from Israel and our song leader, Ruby. The most recent CBS newsletter with information on all temple events is available on the CBS website. Please consult it. Sunday swims at the shul with a pool will take place on Sunday, June 28. They will continue every Sunday from now until Labor Day. 2 4-hour swim sessions will take place at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Registration is required and can be done online. Please register prior to the day so we can get lifeguards if we need them. Camp Havarim will be in its second week. There are still a few spots open if you or someone you know would like to sign up. Your Right to Resilience will meet on July 9 at 3:30 p.m. Mark your calendars. Our second installment of Lunch and Learn will take place on Wednesday, July 15, led by Robin Stern. Our first installment of Shared Shabbat Dinner will take place on August 7, and registration's now open, and please register. Please do that online. You're also welcome to come up and see me after the service if you'd like to register for that and you don't want to go online. The Shared Shabbat Dinners, which will start on August 7, we're going to do things a little bit differently. It'll be a catered main course plus potluck sides and a chance to relax, meet new congregants, and enjoy a great Sabbath meal together. We'll have a slightly abbreviated service at 6 o'clock and then the Shabbat dinner. And you can find all the details online. And again, you're welcome to ask me if you need more information. We are still participating in the vehicle donation program. Please see the flyer in the lobby if you have a vehicle you would like CBS to benefit from. Make Shabbat sweeter by contributing baked goods to our weekly Onegs. We certainly appreciate that. Tonight's Oneg is sponsored by Kathleen Connery. Kathleen, we appreciate very much your contribution. It's awfully thoughtful and of tremendous value to this congregation. We'd like to give warm wishes to this week's birthdays and anniversaries. Happy birthday to Mark Wood, Eva Kaufman, Sivian Orr, Judah Oram, Jacob Cohen. And happy anniversary to Mark and Tara Charney, David Sulam and Jennifer Walker, Rick and Jennifer Kaufman. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
As we reach the end of our service, we think of those who are no longer with us, those who have died at this time and in previous years. We think of our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We remember those who have died during the past 12 months. Judy Lynn, Claude Rua, Alan Jerome Simon, Donna Schechter, Carolyn Goldman, Victor Alcott, Robin Frank, Mark James Milberg, Joan Wilmert, Buddy Melian, Marilyn Sazatska, Joshua Ariel Stulman, Audrey Lieberstein, Ernie Hine, and Myra Lieber. We also remember and honor the yard sites, the anniversaries of the deaths of Abe Trucker, Susie Frischman, Earl Gordon, Percy Cohen, Carl Augustus Lehman, Joseph Bien, Ira Schumer, Rose Sandhouse, David Kahn, Hannah Castle, Barbara Balick, Jack Heeger, Walter Joachim Gren, Lauren Wright, Helen Shevlin, Esther Berman, and Terry Lynn. And if anyone has a name they'd like to add to this list, I invite you to share it with us. The Misha Berach is on page 598. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma divra chayotei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, b'gala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam u'lamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace grant peace to all those in mourning and comfort to all who are bereaved, and let us all say amen. Please be seated. Before our final song, and then the Kiddush and Motzi and the Oneg waiting for us, I want to thank again the Wassermans and the Mariskis for hosting Yair and Moriah. And Yair and Moriah, thank you again for your presence, your work, your time, and your beautiful Devar Torah tonight. And a special, I'm going to switch. And a special thank you to Ruby again for leading services here tonight. We are so fortunate to have you. I'm so happy Gordon asked you and you said yes. Our bench is a little bit deeper now, hopefully, if you're willing to do it again, when we need musical support and inspiration. So thank you again for lifting our hearts and souls tonight. And why don't you introduce our final song?
Okay, this is Oseh Shalom. I'm sure everyone knows this, so if you do, feel free to clap along, sing along, whatever feels right. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael. We'll do it one more time. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh
Okay, let's, Ruby, why don't you come up in front of the bima with me and let's do Kiddush and Motzi together. Please rise. I shouldn't say Kiddush. I sound like I'm 112 years old. I should say Kiddush. Kiddush. Okay, Ruby, why don't you hold it up? Please join us. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim. Is she allowed to have a sip or? Well, I'm sure she sneaks some at home. Okay, and now the motzi together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'tei Shabbat Shalom, everyone.